The purpose is the path. Hey, it's Lenny Winterstrom, and I am here to help you find your purpose. And one of the ways I do that is by reading a passage every day to you from Dr. Shad Helmstetter's book, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose. Hopefully you can hear me. We are in the motorhome. It's a gas. Our motorhome is a gas, not a diesel. And so it makes a lot of noise because the gas is up front. But I have my little microphone on, and then we're going to say hi to Lynette because she's driving. This is her maiden voyage. She has never driven before. I drove part of the first, and she's driving this part back to Westcliff, where the home of the motorhome is. So there is Lynette. CosmicMoves.com, astrologer of the world. Anyway, so the purpose is the path. When you know what your purpose is, you can follow that path, and we talk about your purpose giving you meaning, and it gives you direction. You have direction where you're going. So before we do that, today is October 6th. Before I read that to you, we're October 6th, day 280, 86 days left in 2024, and we're 76.50% done with the year, complete with the year. So I'm going to read your passage for today. I'm good at taking care of the present, but I also take time to practice looking far into the future. Whee! Into the future. I may not control or direct everything that lies ahead, but the clearer the vision I create in my own future, the better I do at making it work. Zip! Let's spin that around. Oh, look. Okay, here's Lynette, but I want you to see outside. See, you can see what's going on. Isn't that pretty? I love RVing. Absolutely love it. It's just beautiful. We get to see so many things. We haven't RV'd since July 19th because we've been in Amarillo. We are bringing the RV back to Westcliff, our mountain home. So remember, we're turning this around. You're good at taking care of the present, but you also take time to practice looking far into the future. You may not control or direct everything that lies ahead, but the clearer the vision you create of your own future, the better you do at making it work. The clearer the vision you create of your own future, how do you have a clear future? How do you create a clear future? You set goals, just in case you didn't know the answer. You set goals, and you decide what your future is going to look like. You decide what it is that you want in your life. And I talk about goals all the time, that if you look for what goals or a spiritual practice, or any of the things on goals that I have in my, I don't know, I think I have 528 or something videos. It's like, wow, that's a lot of videos. So look at that and see, and read about and understand how setting goals is so powerful. So let's go into, taking care of the present and looking far into the future and creating that vision and all of that. But let's look at the purpose is the path. This is one of Dr. Shad Helmstetter's notes in this book. So I want to read that to you because there's a fly. A fly came from Amarillo, Texas with us. So it blew into Lynette. Look at her. She's a boss lady. Whee! She's never driven this before. And me too, I'm a boss lady. We just make this happen. Steve used to drive all the time, but he hasn't driven in a long time, so I drive. And now Lynette said, I'll do it. And I was like, yes, you go, girlie. So I'm over here trying to talk to that, but hopefully I'm not too loud here with the microphone. So the purpose is the path. When life is busy and full of demands, what can you do to live your purpose each day? The key to staying on track is practicing being aware at all times that your purpose is also your guiding path. Remember, we talk about that it gives you direction, and I know we're going to go into that here. When you know your purpose, you're able to begin each day with the question, how will I serve my purpose today? I should have started the whole thing with, how will I serve my purpose today? I'm talking about this video. During that day, you'll do and think many things, taking care of your responsibilities, taking care of the day. But each choice you make that day will be guided, if you're mindful of it, by your purpose. Your purpose becomes the path or the road you walk on each day. It doesn't decide every choice for you. Life still goes on in ways that often seem to have little to do with your greater purpose. Boy, do we know that, right? But the direction you're following does. Practicing the habit of consciously following your purpose each day creates clear direction in your life. You know why you're doing what you're doing, and even the small things that you do begin to have more value and meaning. Then, as you go about your day, practice asking yourself at any time, does this serve my purpose? And notice how many of your choices become focused on following that purpose. In time, following your path becomes the way you live your life. Isn't that fun? Very, very empowering to focus. Like, this is when you know what this is. It's another reason why I say that finding your purpose, and it's not, ahoy, where is my purpose on the road? We're going to turn left or right and I'm going to see where it is. No, it's within. It's within, and it feels good. It feels right. And when you're doing it, you know that it's right. It's that that you're serving others. And in what way are you serving others? Or you're creating things, and hopefully you're serving others in some way, whether it be poetry or art or chefery. I don't know if that's a word, chefery, but chefness. I don't know if that's a word either. Something, cooking, baking, things like that. So, where are we coming into? We're coming into a safety corridor. It's really funny. It almost seems like, oh, there's propane. We need to fill up with propane. But anyway, it seems that no matter where their orange cones are not, everything is something so that they can double the fines. Kind of makes me laugh. Okay, but then I go really slow. Not slow. And actually I don't. I usually speed. Shh. Okay, so this whole thing, the purpose is the path. It's really, really interesting how you can move into your purpose. When I say, when you find your purpose, you're going within, and it feels right, it feels good, it's easy, and it doesn't mean that you don't have skills, go to school, or learn new tricks and trades and other things around that purpose so that you can better serve or do whatever it is and do it better. But it's easy for you, and it feels right, it feels good, because this is one of the things that when I talk about setting goals, or setting goals as a spiritual practice, and the reason I say that, here we're in Des Moines, not Iowa, we're somewhere. ¿Dónde estamos? Oh, yeah, we're in Des Moines, Colorado. New Mexico. So, not Colorado. We're not in Colorado yet. This is New Mexico. This is actually kind of pretty. I'll let you, as I talk, I'll let you watch, because that's more fun to watch stuff. So, look, they have a post office. That's kind of like Westcliff. It has a post office. So, so this whole thing about finding your purpose and feeling like that you know where you're going, and it feels right, it feels good, it feels easy, and it just, the goal setting as a spiritual practice, you're bringing from the invisible into the visible, and that's really what you're doing with goal setting. But your purpose, when you set your goals towards your purpose, and where I was going with this is your purpose, if you're looking for your purpose and it's not the right one, you know that it's not the right one. It's kind of like a goal. You're setting a goal, but it doesn't feel right. It feels like you just can't get there. It's fraught with things that stop you, and it doesn't feel real or right. And this is one of the reasons when I, as a life coach, and I coach my clients, I want you to find the right goal for you. I want you to start with the right goals you're going to actually achieve them, and make progress towards what you say you want in your life. And a lot of that has to do with your purpose. Like, one of the reasons you'd be setting a goal is because it has something to do with what you want to do in life, whether it be travel or cooking, or being an entrepreneur, or whatever, being an entrepreneur and traveling. It doesn't matter being a sports person, an athlete, or anything at all. All the things that you usually want to do they kind of circle around your interest because it's easy and it's fun. So there's not a lot to see anymore. So now we could just have this conversation. So I hope that's helpful for you. And let me just read this one more time for October 6th. And thinking about this, as we say it, like with your purpose, and think about that as your mission, your overall mission in life. Why are you here? Why did you choose to be here at this time? What is it that you want to do, to accomplish? Who is it that you want to serve? And when you think about those kinds of things, then you can start thinking about why you're doing what you're doing, and you can ask yourself how will I serve my purpose today? And then as you're going through the day, you can say, does this serve my purpose? It's really cool to have your purpose, and even in Dr. Shad's notes, when he says that, he's talking about that. Let me see, your purpose. Well, he says your purpose becomes the path of the road you walk on each day. It doesn't decide every choice for you. Life still goes on in ways that often seem to have little to do with your greater purpose, but the direction you're following does. So, I can use that in my own life. Does it seem that Steve, getting sick and still being in the hospital and all the things that we're doing, does it seem to have anything to do with my purpose? But if I look at the bigger picture, I know that everything is a message to me for positive change. That's one thing. Yet, so much more has happened for Lynette and myself in our adventures. Like even this is an adventure, getting the motorhome back to its 50-foot bay in our mountain home, so that it before the winter falls, and he's in a hospital now with great care, and we had that little window, but the adventure that we're having, and I talked about yesterday going to the wiener dog race. That was like the little, oh look, let's see if Lynette has a smile. That was her. She wanted to do that so badly. I'm just going to leave her on the camera for now because she's so cute that she's driving. She's having a good time. I think she's been driving for about 2 hours almost. So it's a big motorhome. It's 37 feet. Look at behind. It goes all the way back to that light back. That's a mirror. Yeah, that's the back bathroom. There's a side bathroom. We can't really get to that because the bed's back there. But when it's folded in, not folded in, slided in, slided. When the slides come in. So anyway, so really, this, when you, no matter what it is, you're moving towards your purpose. And what have I found for myself? And I can only use myself as an example because that's what I'm living. Not only, but I can use Lynette and my brother Tony, and if you were to tell me something about you, I could use that as an example. But this life and the things that I have learned have really helped me to be a better life coach. They really have, because one of the things I said at the very beginning of this journey, I'm talking about with my hubby, is that I'm going to show you how you can excel in times of change. I'm absolutely going to show you how you can do it, and show you by me doing it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm back to growing my business. I'm back to living life fully. I'm taking advantage of opportunities that present themselves to me, like driving this back. Like Lynette saying, I want to drive, Mommy. It's like, you got it. And then I get to sit here and know that we won't crash because she's super competent, and I can do things like this, and I can work on my stuff, but I can still with one little peeper on her, and on the road. So anyway, I have to have like 2 peepers on me and the road too. So I'm still learning as well, especially when I go through towns, but we're getting pretty competent, both of us. So that's the story. I'm going to read this one more time about taking care of the present, because all of those things that happen that seem like they may be off the beaten path, and what does this have to do with my purpose? It all has to do with your purpose. When you look back after something, like maybe it's a big move or something like that, you got married and then you got divorced and it was messy and awful, and you're like, this sucks and that has nothing to do with my purpose. And then you turn your back and you go, I'm not turning my back on you, but when you look back, you look behind you and you look at all of that, and it's that divorce, like maybe that person wasn't right for you then, they were right for you in the beginning for what you wanted to learn or where you wanted to go or whatever. And then things didn't work. And so basically they were kind of a placeholder for something else, as you were for them. Placeholder doesn't mean anything bad. It just, everything is a message to you for positive change. So the change, you can excel in any change, but you're moving forward. No matter what it is, you're moving forward. And it's a lesson, I believe very strongly, that we chose it all. And our higher self, this is the journey so that we get where we want to go. And that's kind of empowering, because if we chose it, how could it possibly be wrong? And then it's more like, okay, that really sucked. So that was awful. But I know on the other side of this, it's exactly where I wanted to go, where I want to go in order to really expand and be that person I want to be. It's kind of like understanding that you're unlimited. Once you finally get that, it's like everything else seems to fall into place, because somebody else maybe, and I'll still use the example of a divorce. Somebody else, I can even use Steve. Like Steve is totally not even around. He's not even like cognitively around. Sometimes he was, and then he went back to the hospital, and now he's kind of back where he was. So whether it be drugs or whatever the things are, we pretty much took him off drugs. But the point is, he's not the man that I married, and he's not really able to help with a lot anymore. He was helping with the business, and he still will, but it's just it's a whole different deal. And so that's not the guy that supported me in many ways. Not like he never supported me. I shouldn't say never, but he really didn't support me in my efforts to build my business or anything else. He was very obvious saying he didn't believe I could do it. So he didn't believe in me, and probably still never will until I actually, well, I mean, I've proven to him many times of what I'm doing, but the point is I don't need to anymore. Yet he's not that person. I'm going round and round because I'm trying to bring in, like, if you were divorced, that person was not that person that they used to be. They have grown into a different version of themselves, and it's not a version that is compatible any longer with who you are or where you're at. And you're not a version that's compatible with who they are and where they're at. And I'm definitely not a version that Steve is compatible with. It's very interesting, all of this. So my point is, in sharing all of that, is that you can excel in times of change. No matter what is happening, when you see that, when you're looking at the future, I'm going to read this again. You're good at taking care of the present. This is how we went. This is a second person, right? This is not how Dr. Shad wrote it. He says, I'm good at taking care of the present, because this is you speaking to yourself when you read it. But I'm bringing in your higher self to tell you how awesome and amazing you are, very specifically for the brain, neuroplasticity, to give it the precise directions of how you want it to direct your life. You're good at taking care of the present, but you also take time to practice looking far into the future. You may not control or direct everything that lies ahead. You have no control over whether, like I don't have control whether Steve gets sick. You have no control over whether somebody else decides they want to be with someone else or divorce you or do whatever else that is, or you know, all of those things. But the clearer the vision you create of your own future, the better you do at making it work. And that is knowing your purpose, knowing where you're going, and understanding that you are unlimited. You can do, be, change, have, create absolutely anything. I love how that flows off my tongue. It always says different spaces when I say it, but it's so true. You really can. So I hope this is helpful for you, and that you are really enjoying this. We're definitely into the third quarter here of 24. We started in I almost said 25, but I don't know what we'll do in 25. But we started in 23. I think it was the 13th of November, and then started all over again for November. I mean, for January, for this year. So hopefully that's it's been helping you, especially if you've downloaded the app for your neuroplasticity, your brain, the ability to change your programs, your mental programs, and understand just how unlimited you really are. You were born with unlimited promise and potential. You can program your brain with this self-esteem, like higher self-esteem, this self-talk language that Dr. Shad Helmstetter created. It's beautiful, very, very powerful, and it's always in the description, the app. You can get it 30 days free with my link. I hope you get it. I hope you do it for 30 days, because I know that if you are consistent with it, you're not going to stop. So you're going to continue. It's $19.99 after that, and you can have up to 6 peeparoos on your account with you. It's very generous for an app and for what it offers, because this is the fastest and easiest way passively. You're listening passively while you're brushing your teeth, making breakfast, doing exercise, walking in the morning, walking the dogs. I listen to it while I'm walking our pupperoos. And when I put it in my pocket, or I'm listening when I'm making, doing my morning routine or the things that I do. I don't really have one because it keeps getting disrupted. And so, but the part that I do, I listen to it. And I listen when I'm feeling down, or when I feel like there's stress, worry, and depression. There's a program for that. There's one for defeating problems, and I've been listening to that one, defeating problems, a lot, because it's a guide to how winners, that's you, that's me, that's how winners move forward in life. Like, we don't, defeating problems, we have challenges and we overcome them. And it's just a guide. When you listen to it, you're going to be like, yeah, that is how I do it. Or that's a great way to think about it. Or it's a great way to think about that problem and how I can move through it. So all of that is so amazing. Anyway, I love you so very, very mucho. Thanks for joining us today. And let me see if I had anything else to tell you. Well, if you'd like me to coach you, if you would like to find success in every single area of your life, if you would like to change your mental programs and have direction in doing that, if you would like to find your purpose and talk about that, then feel free to hire me as your coach, because the structure, what I teach, is so proven time and time again for anyone who is doing it. My clients, every single one of them, finding success in every single area of their life. Or I should say, finding success in the area that they choose to find success in that area of their life. And what's happening is they find that through the coaching, they start finding success in other areas of their lives as well, because that's how it works. That self-talk is based on self-esteem. When you have like strong self-esteem, all the other stuff, your relationships, your happiness, you're taking control of your life and organizing your life, and your health and fitness, losing weight, stopping smoking, like all these things, living a quality life, it all starting to flow, and it feels good because it feels positive. I hope that's helpful for you. I love you so very, very mucho. You can find your purpose. I believe in you. You can do this, and you can find that purpose. You can hone it. You can activate it. If you have it and you're just working with it, you can just move into it and do absolutely more with it, especially when you use self-talk around it, because then you're just going to expand and grow. And you're unlimited. You were born with unlimited promise and potential. And this is why I say you can be, do, have, create, change absolutely anything in your life. It's all your perspective. It's your programs, and you can change those programs, those mental programs, by listening to self-talk through neuroplasticity. So that's the story. Oh, look at this, how fun. Look how big they are. This is such a big window. So I'm saying goodbye, but I just wanted you to see that because I love that. This is like a movie screen. This is why I love driving in this and writing and all of it, because it's just fun. So here's Lynette. We're going to, hello, wee. Okay, and now it's back to us. And that's the story of a lovely lady and lovely you. So that's all I have for you today. I love you so very, very mucho. And as always, I hope I didn't forget anything. But go to the description and download the app, okay? Or hire me as your coach. Linny at linnymotivates.com with the word winner in it, okay? Because that's very exciting. As always, I'm shining my happy, shiny, bright light, shining my light to brighten yours. See you later. See you tomorrow. Ciao!